What's up, guys? I hope that you're having an awesome day today. I'm going to chat with you about lava and what's going on here on the Big Island. For those of you who don't know, we have an active volcano here on the Big Island. Lots of people come out here every year to visit and see what's going on with the lava. People take helicopter tours, boat tours, and even hike out to go view the lava. But all of that is probably just on hold right now because they don't know exactly what the lava is going to do. And right now what's happening is it's changed directions. We had an earthquake, and I think that initial earthquake kind of shifted the direction of the lava. And so what happened was it started traveling underground. It creates lava tubes. And so it was traveling underground and went underneath one of our major highways, 130. I guess it's not a major highway. There's not a lot of traffic like a regular highway in California, but it's a major road for us. It's a major connecting point from one area to another, and there's not a ton of roads here. So like if we get a highway cut off, it can do some serious damage. So it went underneath the highway, it didn't go over top of it. So they've shut off that road where it went underneath because they don't know if there's another earthquake, if it could crack and, you know, lava could come up in that area. But it went underneath and towards this neighborhood called Leilani Estates. And that is right next to a geothermal plant. So there's some issues possibly with that plant as well. And what happened was it went into that neighborhood underneath, and there were just like a series of tons of little and big earthquakes as this was just on the move. And there's been some fissures that have opened up in the ground, and lava has started shooting out of some of them. And so for some of you who are reading the headlines and you're thinking like, you know, because we have a lot of old volcano sites on our island, and there's one that's there's a couple that are like kind of right in the middle of the island. So we're not talking about those. It's not like shooting out in the middle of the island and like going everywhere. There's like a big caldera where there's a huge opening. And so this was sort of a vent for the lava, and it caused it to like not have pressure build up. So we don't get those like really big explosions. We can have lava shoot up and then it'll create these like cinder cones from the lava, but it's different than other places. We're not gonna have a huge explosion and then have, you know, all this like powdery dust kind of like incinerate anything. So that neighborhood, it is destroying houses in that neighborhood, and there have been mandatory evacuations. I think there's been about 1,700 people that have had to evacuate, and from that neighborhood and probably the surrounding areas, just simply from the sulfur dioxide too that's coming out of the ground. So these cracks, some of them there's lava coming out, some of them there's sulfur dioxide, and that's very toxic. And that's one thing that can also affect people. Normally, people call it fog on the other side of the island, where the air blows that sulfur dioxide and it kind of mixes with the clouds and it just hangs over, and it can definitely affect people's breathing. It can kind of like give you like burning eyes. There's a lot of people that are just really scared and confused and don't know what to do because I have a friend who has a huge property down there with like 30 acres, and she's put hundreds of thousands of dollars into building this retreat center, and she has to evacuate. And that retreat center is the way that she makes money to pay for the land. So it's like this weird cycle that's happening right now where people have to leave their property and their place of work as well at the same time. So you're not just losing your house. Some people are losing their business as well. It's a lot of stuff going on, but it's very isolated. So the area that I'm in is Hilo on the east side of the island, and we are in a lava zone that is not active right now. So basically the rest of the island is pretty much safe, and we don't need to really worry about lava coming in our direction. But we do feel the earthquakes here on the other parts of the island, as well as the other islands. They will feel the earthquakes. So I'm safe, and my friends and family are currently safe. For those of you who are writing and asking, that's another reason why I wanted to do this video, was because I just wanted to let you guys know that I am safe, because I had a lot of messages about it. And yeah, I appreciate everybody checking in, so that's really nice of you guys. And yeah, I just wanted to give you a little bit more information about what was actually going on. So my dad does live in that part of the island. He's very close to where the lava is coming out, which is kind of scary for me. And I keep calling him every day. I'm like, Dad, are you ready to leave yet? And he's like, no, I'm fine. It's probably just like my mom calling me here, like, what's happening on the island? Like, you know, I'm not down in that area. So it's kind of confusing as far as like, you know, what areas are safe and what's not safe. But my dad, from what he's told me, I talked to him this morning and he said that the sulfur dioxide is kind of like blowing into different neighborhoods, but it's not bad enough to cause a mandatory evacuation. So it's kind of like person to person. If you're feeling it or you're smelling that like sort of matches kind of smell, or smelling like campfire kind of smell, and yeah, you're just not liking it, then it's, you know, it's a good idea to leave. And some people are taking all their stuff with them too, even if there's not a threat of lava, just because you don't want to leave your stuff just abandoned down there. So yeah, it's an interesting situation. And the earthquakes that happened too, they were really strange to feel such strong earthquakes. We've felt other ones here in the Big Island before, and they've been very short and quick and haven't caused a lot of damage since I've been here, but just the other day there were two that were very strong. There was like a 5.7 and a 6.9, and I was right by the beach with my friends while that happened, and it was just so trippy to experience, you know, being in the water and having the rocks move underneath me, and then sitting on the ground and seeing the trees moving and swaying against the rocks, and just such an interesting experience. So yeah, if you guys are interested in learning more about what's going on, I would say just like do your own research, because the news is definitely creating a sort of like fear mindset about Hawaii. And so if you have an upcoming trip to Hawaii, then, you know, you don't want to worry. You can still, you know, fly into Hilo, fly into Kona, and the rest of the island is basically safe. And the only thing that we're going to experience is probably maybe some more earthquakes to come. So that's what we're trying to be careful of and be safe and make sure that we've got all of our safe belongings, you know, in a place where they're not going to fall. So yeah, comment down below if you guys have any questions, if there's anything that I didn't answer about what's going on here. And yeah, and I also encourage you, if you see articles that are posting that sound like really crazy about what's going on in Hawaii, just read the article, because a lot of times the headline is just to grab your attention and sound like a big deal, but often it's not as crazy sounding as what it's saying. So it definitely is a very crazy situation for the people that are in that specific area, but it's a very isolated situation. So yeah, so I just want you guys to know that we are safe. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.